Don't mind if I do.
You're not going to believe the wild story I've got for you today. Picture this. There's a comedian named Druski. Yes, the one who's been blowing up with his hilarious skits and turning everyday situations into viral moments. While his buddy Jack Harlow was making waves in the music scene, Druski was busy turning his comedy into pure gold, landing his own show, scoring sponsorships, commercials, and even jumping into movies and tours. It was all going great, and he quickly became one of the most talked about names online. But here's where it gets crazy. Out of nowhere, Druski finds himself linked to a Bombshell lawsuit involving none other than Diddy. Yep, you heard that right. Along with his friend, the famous wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr., Druski's name pops up in some seriously outlandish allegations. According to the complaint, things got so messy that the plaintiff even described the whole incident like it was a bizarre slip and slide, complete with oil, lubricant, and shocking details that seem almost too dramatic to be real. Now, here's what's even more confusing: the timeline. The lawsuit claims these events happened way back in 2018, but if you think about it, Druski wasn't even a household name back then. He was barely known, living with his mom, and definitely not rubbing shoulders with big names or wild party scenes. So how did his name end up 45 times in a case that's filled with details that just don't add up? The whole thing feels like a mashup of half-remembered stories, internet rumors, and a dash of legal theatrics thrown in for good measure. The complaint goes into some seriously graphic details, talking about the plaintiff being drenched in oil and lubricant, slipping around, and even mentioning that Diddy was chilling nearby, recording the whole ordeal while laughing. I mean, imagine reading that and thinking, this can't be real. And yet here we are, with social media exploding over these claims. People online are sharing old clips of Druski, tossing around memes, and even using his own skits to make jokes about the whole situation. It's like the internet can't decide whether to treat this as a serious allegation or just another funny meme. What really caught my attention is how quickly Druski fired back on the matter. He was crystal clear in saying that these allegations are nothing more than a fabricated lie. In his own words, he explained that back in 2018, he wasn't famous at all. He was struggling, living with his mom, and had zero connections in the entertainment world. His response was simple. He has nothing to do with any of this, and he's confident that the evidence will show the truth. And here's the kicker. Even the official records from local police back in 2018 don't back up these claims. Apparently, when the incident was reported, the detectives couldn't find any wrongdoing. The police even mentioned that they didn't believe the incident ever happened as described. That just makes you wonder, is this whole lawsuit a smokescreen designed to stir up controversy and distract from more legitimate issues? Some people think so, arguing that these kinds of outlandish claims only serve to muddy the waters and hurt actual victims who are trying to be heard. On the flip side, you've got folks online taking every opportunity to joke about it. I mean, there are memes everywhere comparing the whole scenario to a ridiculous, overblown movie scene. And sure, sometimes comedy walks a fine line between making us laugh and crossing into territory that's just too dark or insensitive. It's a real mess when you see jokes mixed in with serious accusations, and it leaves everyone more confused than ever. At the end of the day, whether you believe these allegations or think they're just another wild internet story, one thing's for sure, this case has really stirred up a lot of drama. It's a mix of bizarre legal claims, timeline inconsistencies, and the internet's endless appetite for scandal. And while some might see it all as a joke, it raises important questions about how we handle serious accusations when they get lost in the noise of memes and social media chatter. So, what do you think? Is there any truth behind these wild claims? Or is it all just a poorly constructed story meant to grab headlines and distract us from real issues? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this rundown, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share with a friend who needs to hear about this crazy saga. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.